Hey guys, welcome to Friday Focus. I'm Kristen Tatman and I'm a transformational life coach, and I love all things mindset, and I love teaching you about how your thoughts are creating your reality. So today I am teaching out of this book, Think and Grow Rich. I'm actually doing a book study on it at the moment. And so the first chapter is about thoughts become things, and the power of our thought and the awareness that everything that we are thinking about is actually creating our reality. So for those of you who are not as thrilled with your reality as you would like, if you would like to improve the quality of your life, if you can't figure out why you're not reaching your goals and things like that, it could very well be that you need to change your thoughts. So because thoughts are super powerful, and they are energy, and just as though you can't see electricity lighting up your computer right now, energizing your computer or your phone or your iPad, wherever you're watching this from, there's also the idea that our thoughts actually have energy too, and they actually go out into the universe and they actually create our reality. So having an awareness of how you're thinking and the thoughts that you're having is really important, and it's really powerful. So in this book, I love the first chapter. They're talking about the power of thought, and you want to think, and we are all thinking our way into our dreams and desires. So if we have dreams and desires, we're actually having a thought that's helping us to dream and desire what it is that we're going after. So we have to get real clear on what it is that we're thinking about, and that's not always easy. We've got to get real clear on what it is that we desire. So what you want to do is recognize that when you mix your thoughts with a purpose, and you're persistent in a burning desire, your thoughts translate into the riches and the material objects that you desire. So there's this guy, Edwin, I think it's Edwin Barnes or something, but he wanted to have a relationship with Thomas Edison. He wanted to have this connection where Thomas Edison was his teacher, and it was really important to him. But he had two problems. He didn't have the money to get to Thomas Edison, and these are back in the day, obviously. And he also couldn't figure out how he was going to get his attention. But he said, where there's a will, there's a way. And so he just didn't give up. And because he had this burning desire for something. So think about this for yourself right now. What do you have a burning desire for? When you can get really clear about what it is, and you really are attached to the outcome, and you really want to make sure it happens, you can have this happen. This can be your reality, but you have to get really clear on what your burning desire is. So this guy had this burning desire. He finally figured out, we can think our way into figuring out how we can do something. If we've got a desire deep within us, that's been given to us from a source higher than us, whoever created us, whatever created us. If we've got these desires within ourselves, there is a reason for it, and we are to be doing this. This is part of our purpose, part of our calling, if it's that much of a burning desire. And so me, as a life coach, I had this very much of a burning desire to do life coaching. After being a travel agent for a really long time, it became very important to me that becoming a life coach would be my mission. I could just feel that I was supposed to be teaching people from the mistakes, the different things, the different life experiences. Some of them weren't mistakes, some of them were the best things that ever happened to me. But I had this feeling, in the sense that I really wanted to, make a difference on the planet. And so I've had this burning desire inside of me. So, they say that life coaches only 3% of us succeed. But there's this part of me that just knows that I will be part of that 3%. And same with this guy, the guy who wanted to work with Thomas Edison. He was like, I got to do this. I'm going to meet Thomas Edison. I'm going to be, his protege. I'm going to work under him. I want to learn from him. I want to work with him, not necessarily under him. So anyway, long story short, he gets there. He finally finds a way to go on a cargo boat. He gets himself there, and he meets Thomas Edison, and Thomas Edison's like, what is this guy doing here? And he's like, I could just sense in this guy that this guy was not going to give up. Like, there was no getting rid of this guy. I could feel this guy's burning desire. I could feel that this guy was on a mission to work with me. And so it didn't matter, at this point, whether I wanted this guy to work with me or not. This guy was going to. And so he had this awareness. He could feel that energy, and he could just sense from what the guy was saying that this guy is on a mission. So you think about this for yourself. What kind of a burning desire you have? You have to be really clear on what it is that you want. So we're talking about the power of thought. So we're talking about, yes, you can think something into reality. And I want you to understand that your thoughts are creating your things. So what is it that you want to create? So get real definite. Like, what is it that I want to create? It can be something really small or something really simple. Some people will say, I want to attract somebody into my life that is, that is exactly what I'm looking for in a life partner or whatever. So you have to get really clear. You have to make a list of what does it look like. I want someone to treat me like this. I want someone who has this kind of job. I want someone who can provide security, whatever it is. You write this down, and then you start focusing on that, and then it's everything you do to focus on it. So you can do this with anything. You can do this with creating a job for yourself or what have you. Second thing is, you don't need to know how it works. You don't need to understand this. You don't need to understand the energy. You guys don't know how electricity works, so you don't know how it is that you can be looking at me on your phone and I'm not attached to you. We do not have anything attached to each other, right? So maybe you're working on a PC at home and you do see, okay, there's cords, I get it. But the bottom line is, we don't have to know how it's going to happen. We don't have to understand it, but these things can become our reality, and we can bring this stuff to us. Our thoughts do become our things. I'm going to keep saying that. So anyway, number 3, we have to stay focused on the desire. We have to know that what it is that we desire, that we can have it. We have to stay focused on getting it. And that's the biggest problem that most of us have. The reason why we don't get the things that we want in life and we don't ever see the success that we want is we have a habit of giving up. We have a habit of noticing the fear that's coming in. Noticing the fear is being bigger than the desire. The desire seems like it's, happenstance, or it's not going to happen, or it's too difficult. So we end up giving up. We end up just quitting. So that's what happens a lot. You've just got to keep that desire going. You've got to write it out. You've got to stay focused on it. You've got to put it, on the palm of your hand, in your pocket. You've got to put it in your purse or put it on a note card. You've got to put it in your planner. You've got to constantly be reminding yourself, this is what I'm going for. You wonder why certain people have success and certain don't, and some people never have it. It's because they give up too easily. They think it's too hard to do. So yeah, being focused on it is really important, and make it an all-consuming obsession. So then you've got to have determination, persistence, and a single desire. That's what's going to bring it to you, bring you what you want. You've got to have this persistence. You've got to be determined. And that's, again, many people give up on that. Often, there's this different form, sometimes we can't imagine how it's going to happen, and it's going to come in through a different form of what we experience or what we expect. Like when we go to get a job, we think it's going to be that we're going to apply for jobs online and we're going to get an answer. Well, what if we were out to dinner and we were telling somebody we were looking for a job, and our friend that came to dinner with our friend says, oh my gosh, you're a perfect fit for my job. Like, we would never have that. We would never have anticipated that. I'm going to dinner, I'm going to get my job. It's like, no, I'm going to dinner, I'm applying for jobs, and then I'll get a job. So that's how we expect things to happen. But so often, things will come into our lives when we think about it, when we focus on it, when it becomes our all-encompassing desire, and it actually comes into our life, and we're like, that was a miracle. I don't even know how that happened. And it happens because we are focusing on it. We are putting our energy out and focusing on it. So remember, thoughts do create reality, and thoughts do become things. So, the biggest causes of failure is the habit of quitting. When we have, this temporary defeat, we're all guilty of that. We get this temporary idea like, oh, I can't do this. It's going to be too hard. It's not possible. So that's what happens to us. We get temporarily defeated, and then we just give up on our idea. And so this guy didn't do that. This guy, Thomas Edison. So when you're reading the book, Think and Grow Rich, we're doing a book study right now if you want to join us. But this first chapter, it describes many people who all had an idea, who just stayed on it, who just kept going for it. This burning desire, they kept staying committed to it. No matter what came in, no matter what fears happened, they did not give up. And that's what you have to do. In order to create any sort of habit, whether you're changing the way you eat, whether you're changing your physical exercise, it has to be all-consuming and all-encompassing. You've got to go on with the rest of your life, but you've got to make this a priority. You've got to be persistent, and you've got to be consistent. So anyway, so the object of this book is to help everybody to seek and learn out of learn and understanding the ideas that we are creating everything through our minds, and that's how we're going to have our success. So successful habits are created by this persistence. So anyway, just wanted to, I'm trying to see if there's any more notes here about it. Nope, I guess that's it. But you're the master of your fate. And you need to be crystal clear and open-minded in order to create things with your thoughts. So anyway, thanks for being here today. If you're interested in joining the book club, I'll put it down in the comments below. And we're doing this live in a Facebook group, and we would love to have you join us. So remember, your thoughts are becoming your things. So focus on what it is that you're thinking about, and make sure it's for you and not going against what you really desire. Okay, have a great day.